Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Let's get right to work. Key boots or K Grubs. ASTC, possible airline terrorism play. So we got a PR this morning, and then like a follow. Okay, so we got back-to-back PRs bright and early. 45 million float. History of one and dones. Pretty mediocre. I mean, if it was a 4 million floater, I'd say it's a possible dip and rip, but I don't really see anything there. I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I think, I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. My point is, I get your thesis on this, and it's probably going to be an issue. Fortunately, it wasn't an issue for many years, but it's probably going to come back. So, I get it. I just don't like the chart. So, but again, I get your thesis. I think you're thinking right. Wouldn't surprise me to see this thing VWAP hold. Aldo asking about SPRT. It's just, I mean, SPRT. It's like, I don't know. It's strange. Sometimes. Oh, whoops. Let me take my notes. So ASTC. I get it. Probably going to be a hot theme, but high float and history of one and dones. So SPRT. I don't know why you'd be really looking at anything else again. I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, it's like, it gets to the point where, and I love what I do, but it's like, it gets to the point where there's a certain futility, I talked about this one Friday. It was on the weekend watch list. Meanwhile, people are like, how do I get the weekend watch list? Meanwhile, I bring it up like nonstop. StocksToTrade.com/watch list. It's free. And then this was the number one Monday, number one yesterday. It's the number one today. And people are still like, what do I do with SPRT? Why SPRT? What's the why? But alas, it is what it is. It's a dip and rip over 1475, and it's an afternoon VWAP. Early day dip and rip. An afternoon VWAP hold. And I'm sure people will be like, what are those patterns? What are these patterns, Tim? What do you mean? What's a dip and rip? What's a VWAP hold? Meanwhile, there's an $18 book. A bunch of you will probably spend $18 at Starbucks on a sugar-loaded drink and a freaking donut. That'll basically, that sugary, disgusting pumpkin spice latte with 75 grams of sugar and a freaking donut will probably take a year off your life, but you'll spend $18 on that before you'll spend it on a freaking book that'll explain exactly what a dip and rip and VWAP hold are. Good luck. Enjoy mediocrity. Enjoy being a losing trader for the rest of your life. What do you think about AMC? Let me take a peek. Meme stocks are back. Yeah, I would trade last night's high. So this isn't a dip and rip. So this is that break of previous night's highs. So again, Brian, thank you. But again, it's one of the... Big runner, heavily shorted. It's that break of previous day's highs, which is... It's like I'm typing exactly stuff from this year and a half old ebook. Will you take a look at JFIN? I would be glad to. Crap volume. dead. No PR. What do these morons do? Interact. It's China related. Oh my gosh. Would you guys give up on Chinese stocks? They're all going to get delisted. China related, no PR, high float, crap volume, disgusting chart. Chilu asks about sketchy CPOP. Pop culture. Well, at least it's 15 million float, so we got another. So CPOP, sketch, China play, but approaching, but probably gonna float rotate. 15 million float, 5 million shares traded. What do these freaking idiots do? Hip hop culture company in China announced today that it's developing software as a service to accelerate digital transformation. We entered into a letter of intent with strategic cooperation on August 17th with Shenzhen Hip Hop Just Information Technology Company Limited, an innovative company engaging in third-party services for dance events and internet information services for the dance industry. Pursuant to the letter of intent, both parties agree to develop a SaaS system to serve street dance organizations and enterprises to promote the development of the street dance industry and build bridges between governments and enterprises in the street dance industry so as to cultivate more street... How many times can you say street dance in one sentence? This is a... Look at this run-on sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times in one sentence, in a brutal run-on sentence, they said street dance. Look at that chart. Oh my gosh. It's a dip and rip, but man, I'd be out fast. I think you need a chat pump on this thing. Please ignore before 9:45. Juan asked about cloves. Clove back. Too many bags in clove. I mean, it might be a quick trade on red to green. If you made me trade it, it'd be a quick scalp on red to green. Mike asked about BRBL. So BRBL was that hot OTC from yesterday. Nice to see OTCs back. I'm hoping that, OTCs have been pretty quiet all of August. Ideally, BRBL brings back an OTC run. Again, we're heading into fall. Things tend to pick up into fall. But, remember, with a OTC, you're always going to get the same answer from me. This was a gapper last night. So, number 1, if you took the gap, sell the gap. Number 2, look for a morning panic dip buy. Otherwise, it's an afternoon OTC swizzle. And I hope this thing goes, not really my style. I'm not an OTC guy. I'm a liquid NASDAQ guy. I recommend all new traders focus on liquid NASDAQs. We talk about this theme a lot. But my hope is, I hope BRBL goes wild today and brings back OTCs. So BRBL, remember the 3-stage approach to every hot OTC. Worst case, I'm hoping this brings back OTCs after a slow month or so. What do you think about CEI for a quick day trade? ScamX stock, 40-cent stock. Terrible chart. I mean, do what you want. I mean, I don't know. 100 million float. Do what you want. Sucks. Aubrey Trades asked about HYRE for a gap to fill. Nah, it's nowhere near the gap. It's got to get to 13. Get your terminology right. TCAT, NFT play. Break of last night's highs. What did I do? There. Yesterday's highs pattern. NAUT. Nautilus Biotech. Traded 500,000 shares yesterday. Or do you mean NLS? I mean, at least NLS. Did you mean NLS? Just in case? So NLS is that fitness play. I mean, maybe you meant NLS. NLS is a week open red to green, but not traded 500,000 shares. Robert James asked about MMAT. We got SPRT. It's like when you've got I don't understand. SCVL. Shoot, Carnival. It's an earnings winner. Afternoon VWAP hold, earnings winner. But boring. Boring SCLV, earnings winner. VWAP hold, afternoons. Think about Cisco. I love Cisco. But I mean, I would only be trading this in like your IRA or something. So understand, Cisco, I've had this on the weekly watch list over and over again. I mean, if you're going to squirrel away some money, put it in Cisco. Boring. It only moves 1% a day, but all it does is go up. And especially we're going to see more and more of these hacks, because of the fact that we've done nothing about, State Department got hacked the other day. There's been nothing done to improve our security infrastructure. Cisco's probably going to get some huge contracts. But, from a day trading perspective, just slow. Jeff says Sava's getting crushed. What was it? What's the news? Agreement, special protocol, but so I don't know. I don't see a trade on Sava. I don't listen. If you're trying to guess, if you're trying to pick bottoms on biotechs, good luck. I don't see anything on Sava. Daniel asked about LWAC. Locust Walk Acquisition. Is this a SPAC? Who named this thing? Locust, I know you got to come up with like interesting names for your SPAC, but Locust Walk? So confused. don't see anything. Express. So Express Wall Street bets with a surprise earnings win. It's only up 6. Man, it's a breakout over 8. Afternoon breaks of 8 on 8. So Express, remember, is a WSB play. Christian asks about Nvidia, the latest Nancy Pelosi pump. Ooh, that's a beautiful red to green. So they had some news of a government contract. Nvidia Extreme for National Laboratory Polaris supercomputer. I mean, I can't believe. I'm so shocked that, I mean, gird your loins. Okay. I cannot believe that a week after Nancy Pelosi gets a position in Nvidia, they get a Department of Energy contract. I mean, quite possibly the most shocking thing I have ever seen in all my 15 years of day trading. Who would have ever suspected? Anyway, it's a red to green. Gasp. A DOE contract? Who could have possibly seen that coming? I mean, who could have possibly ever foreseen a DOE contract? Hood fell off the... Yeah, I mean, listen, I think, Hood had its run. All I would do on something like Robinhood, set an alert at key levels, back at 60, back at 70. But if you recall, I mean, if you remember, we talked about Hood day 3, day 4. And again, everything's recorded. You can go back and watch them. I mean, if you want to go back and watch pre-market prep from August 3rd, August 4th, I made the point that Robinhood is trading like a penny stock. Okay? Now, I also said the chickens will come home to roost. The vultures will come home to roost at some point. But, and I'm not, I always try and avoid that whole I told you so stuff. But it's just, this is done. We had the squeeze. We had the idiot, again, we talked about this. All these sad old men sitting in their depends. They've got their old man diapers on. They're sitting there sad, yelling at kids that are walking on their lawns, drunk at 8:49 a.m., living the high life of the sad old man short seller, bashing Robinhood. We had some incredible trades, but then the chickens come home to roost and it's over. So, now, if it breaks 60, if it breaks 70, it's a lot like AMC and, so. Baba. More Chinese stock. What do you think about Dick's on earnings? DKS. Ooh. Yeah. Afternoon VWAP holds for swing. Oddly enough, I thought about doing we almost did a swing trade sheet on this. Remember Dick Sports? I mean, we got, high school sports coming back, college sports coming back. You got the back to school season, the back to sports. And Dick's ran last August too. I mean, it's not a big surprise that this is moving on earnings. Okay, again, we should have spent way more time talking about SPRT, but everyone wants to talk about terrible, failing biotechs and Chinese street dance stocks. So, have a good day, my friends. Check out the Steady Trade team. We'll see you next time.